What's up YouTube, it's Eric Kelly, aka The Tech Gentleman, bringing you guys another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a very interesting device. It's called the LG Wing. It's a part of LG's Explorer program. They sent one out to me for review, so we're going to take a look at it. Before I get going though, I want to remind you guys, make sure you hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'll have links in the description below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And if you got any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I'll make sure to get back to you. But without further ado, let's talk tech. Alright guys, so this device came out last year in 2020. Definitely one of the more interesting devices. LG started their Explorer program. They have this LG Wing and a couple of other devices that's a part of it. But we're going to get into it and you can see exactly why they call it the Wing and why it's a part of their Explorer program and not just a mainstream device. So as you can see, we've got a more traditional style box here. This did come out last year before the hashtag no stuff in your box started up. So we go ahead and get into it. And this is an AT&T branded device, so it has their AT&T marketing campaign. It can wait, and out the gate, this device feels super heavy. Feels super heavy. I got the Z Fold here, and I mean they are comparable in weight, and there's a reason for that. We'll see here in a second. So we'll go ahead and take this wrapper off. All right, so as you can see, it looks like a very traditional phone. Nothing out of the ordinary, that kind of standard 2020 triple camera around the back. And I go ahead and power it on as we explore the rest of the box, because there's actually other stuff in the box. And this is gonna be my first time engaging this. Boom. So that's why they call it the LG Wing. So the screen rotates, and you actually have a display down here as well. That's a very satisfying hinge. Kind of reminds me of the Sidekick a little bit. It's very smooth. You can do it with one hand. I'm behind the camera right now. That is dope. All right, let's set that to the side. Take a look at what's in the rest of the box. So you've got a little pamphlet here. This is about LG's second screen promise. If you don't know, LG gives you 2 years of screen coverage with most of their devices. This is a pamphlet describing that. And we got our SIM ejector and some books here. And look at that. We got a power adapter here. So let's take a look and see what the output on this guy is. There we go. All right, so it was like 15 watts on it. So nothing, actually 25 watts, I'm sorry. It says it right there at the bottom. So nothing, you know, super crazy, but definitely will get you topped up quickly. You've got your white type C to type C cable here. And in this box here, these headphones. Oh no, so this is a dongle. So they're nice enough to include a dongle, which is something that you haven't gotten for a couple of years now. So it's still very useful. Type C to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So we'll get all this stuff out of the way and take a look at the main showstopper here. So taking a look around the device, it is very normal looking. I mean, as far as width, it doesn't feel wider than a regular phone. Definitely feels heavier though. So you got your SIM and SD card slot on the left hand side here. You've got your power and separated volume rocker on the right hand side. Up top, you've got a pop-up camera, you got a mic, and on the bottom you have a speaker port type C and another mic hole. On the rear, you've got your triple camera setup, and they call this the Hexa Motion Stabilizer. So when you have this device flipped out like this, there's actually a mode you can go into that kind of resembles a gimbal. It's supposed to give you super steady stabilization. Use it for shooting active activities, or you know, shooting your kids while you're actually performing activities yourself. Pretty versatile mode. So I'm gonna go through this setup and give you guys kind of look at some of the software features that are specific to this guy, because it does do that. All right, guys, we're back. Ran through the setup process, and it's been a while since I set up an AT&T phone. They have a crap load of bloatware on here. I mean, look at all these games and AT&T services. I mean, it's an AT&T folder with all this AT&T crap. You got CNN, you've got Asphalt 9 installed, Smart News, Merge Dragon, Solitaire. Look, it's still installing stuff. Home Advisor, Newsbreak, NBA, Cashman, Casino, Lightning Talk. This is ridiculous. Okay, I've been buying a lot for a while, so this is jarring to me that they're still doing this. But anyway, this is not what we're here. I want to give you guys a quick rundown of the specs right quick. So this is running a Snapdragon 765G, not an 800 series processor, so it does support 5G, but you kind of get that 700 series performance. It does have an OLED display. Like I did say before, it does have a micro SD card slot, 8 gigs of RAM, and we'll see on this one what the storage is. They have two storage variants. They have a 128 and a 256. So system, actually let's go to storage. Let's see. All right, so this is the 256 version. So this is the big boy of the LG Wings. So out the gate, the display is big. It's a 6.8 inch POLED display, 60 hertz refresh rate, coming from right now everything being 120. It's not too jarring. You definitely notice it though. And let's go ahead and look at this swivel action. So swivel it open, and you're greeted with this specialized introduction. So it says introducing Swivel Home. For Swivel supported apps, you can easily find the app you want by swiping. Open an app and enjoy an immersive experience while multitasking on the other screen. So that's kind of their proposition for you, right? You have something going on down here, and you have an entirely separate app happening up here that normally you wouldn't have the full phone real estate for. Like if you were split screening on a traditional phone, you get half of this real estate. But here you get an entire phone display and some other secondary apps. So that's pretty cool. Add and rearrange apps. See the apps you can add by swiping up from the home screen. Touch and hold any app in the app drawer to add it to Swivel Home. Okay, that's pretty standard stuff. So swivel mode, try opening an app on each screen or use multi-app shortcut to open 2 apps at once. To add a multi-app shortcut to second screen, touch and hold an empty space on this home screen. Okay. And second screen apps. You can select which apps will open on second screen in settings. Some apps can't be opened from second screen or displayed properly on the screen. So that's kind of the traditional multi-screen issue with Android. You got all these form factors, and Android by default doesn't have native support for displaying all of these different apps in these different configurations. So that's where it's up to the manufacturer to try to step in and optimize their apps to run on both their displays. So out the gate, both of these displays look great. They're not super high res. This one down here is like some 1080p variant, but because it's so small, it does look good. And I mean, this is pretty cool. So it's almost like having 2 separate phones. So if I wanted to run maybe YouTube up top and make sure the volume is down so I don't get any copyright strikes. All right, so we'll play this video up top, and we're getting the full display up there. And down here, maybe I want to, run Chrome, something like that. And I'm just really wanting to see what's going on with AT&T while simultaneously viewing a full screen app. So that's pretty cool. The proposition here is interesting. I think it's, a little bulky. Cases are going to be kind of tricky, but I think this is very, from a hardware standpoint, it's very well executed. I think that if something like this were to pick up enough support, that you could see a variant with, higher end specs, because that 765G, I think it'll be okay for most stuff, but it's already not the most responsive, especially with some of the transitions and animations. It could be better, and that could be something they can optimize through software updates. But right now, out the gate, first things first, I would recommend you do is get in here and start uninstalling all these trash AT&T apps. And this is ridiculous. So you can't even fully uninstall some of these. Like Game of Thrones Conquest, you can disable it, but you can't uninstall it. That's ridiculous. That's an AT&T thing. That's not a knock on LG, right? But guys, I'll keep you updated. If you got any questions about this device, let me know. I'll be posting some content to my Instagram, to my Twitter as well, and also on YouTube. But until next time, guys, I'll talk to you. Peace.